Uppity Unicorn here, a subscriber that goes only by the name Beauty, asked me about a water ritual, a water under the bed ritual. And I'm so pleased that she's taken an interest in, well, anything that I've had to say regarding spirituality, religions, the occult, etc., because I tend to annoy people by info dumping information. So when it's appreciated, I'm so happy. But first, I would like to begin by bowing my heart and giving greetings to the womb of mitochondrial Eve, who is the first of mankind, who is the Black African Negro woman. I acknowledge your primacy, precedence, and preeminence among mankind. I ask that you add the weight of your blessing to my content, and by way of your divine feminine blessing, be. Now then, so the water under the bed ritual. First things first. If you share the bedroom, as in if you are coupled, no water in the room for you. Sorry, but none. Unless you absolutely need it, and said needed water should always be covered with a lid, preferably like a water bottle, not like something with a straw, but something you actually have to crank open, crank close. So that it's only ever open while you're actually actively drinking. According to Feng Shui, having water present in the bedroom conflicts with the fire element. In other words, knocking boots, child. It extinguishes the fire of desire in subtle ways. So if you are married or some shacking ass sinner, then keep the water fountains and water cups in the kitchen or the living room, anywhere but out of the bedroom, okay? It's a no-no. Now, if you're single like me, then carry on. Um, Water is a conduit of spirit and energy, right? It possesses actual memory. A lot of people don't know that, don't believe that, think it's kooky, but it's true. Meaning, if you say peace, love, hate, Hitler, Michael Jackson, titty nipple to water, you can actually freeze that water and see the different crystallizations of each word you said to the water. Water remembers everything. All the water that is on earth is all the water that has ever been on earth and will ever be on earth. So it's always been here and remembers everything. I need a Christian somewhere that's listening to say, out of your belly shall flow rivers of what? Living water. Anyhow, water has life, it has memory, and here we go. Now then, the bed ritual. So water can suck up negative energy. So let's say for a kid with monsters under the bed, or even an adult who suffers from nightmares, putting a glass of water under the bed can act like the Native American stream catcher. Isn't that nice? Um, Now, if we're going further, let's say into West African spirituality, then water in the bed combined with wearing white can usher in physically disembodied beings like ancestors or Ishalawa. It all boils down to your truest intention. So I could read off a water ritual for you, right? And you could ruin it, ruin that mug to the fullest, but still pull back the desired result so long as your intention is set and accepted by your target audience. Every action, and this is actually anyhow, every action is rewarded by its intention when it comes to spirituality. It's not always that way in the physical, but most certainly in the spiritual. And to me, that's comforting. I think that's nice. Isn't that nice? If you are interested in something like Santeria, Brujeria, Espiritismo, Orishaloa, angels, and demons, you can ask your spirit guides and ancestors to show themselves to you, or you can go directly to the beings. Maybe you like Asmodeus. I don't know. You can figure out what they want in addition to water and ask them to show themselves to you. But water, as a conduit of spirit, helps you to make the introduction. That's the take-home lesson here. For this, some say put the water under your bed for days on end so that the water sucks up the negativity around you and within you. That's key, within you and around you and within you. So you can be worthy of such a meeting in case you have a being in seriously high places who knows your name, who is aligned with you, but is holy and can't get through your disgusting buildup of unholy mess. This is why ancestors practice being so clean. So many African American ancestors, so many of us, I still hold on to that tradition. Whenever I see a dirty African American, I'm just like, bro, how far are you from your roots? Like, I just don't get it, forgive me, autism. Until this day, You'll find African Americans that bathe with things like a lid full of Clorox bleach. Oh, come on, somebody with Southern roots. You know how we do. You know how we don't play about clean. Hell, baking soda, vinegar, we don't play about clean. And if you're keeping a water cup under the bed for rituals, you're going to want to change it out every other day. Think of a vacuum or a dryer filter, right? Getting full and it needs to be changed out or cleaned out. And if not, it stops working properly. Yeah, that. Get it? Got it? Good. Okay. So the saying is, of course, cleanliness is next to godliness. And there's definitely some mathematics to that. Just like dirty and pure places can attract bad smells, evil spirits, and stagnant energy, so do clean places attract noble, majestic spiritual energies and experiences. Having a haunted house isn't all that bad if it's a clean spirit, right? It might be kind of nice. Um, Even if you don't want to be a bruja, right? Maybe you just want to connect in the realm of spirits with your dear departed friend or parent. You can do that with water. Speak to the water, tell it your intent. Maybe you want to keep half of the water and use the other half for libation, shay, right? And go to sleep. So libation is like this. It's just speaking intention and dedication over water and pouring it out as an offering. So you may see many African American gangsters, right? What up, blood? What up, cuz? What up, folk? Anyhow, they do this all the time with 40 water or AKA 40-ounce beer, Hennessy, any drink really. Although rum, gin, and other alcoholic spirits do tend to be used in that particular tradition, as well as in hoodoo and voodoo. I mean, from here to Haiti, practically. So, there's that. But water will do just fine as a one-on-one element. So I don't want to get into other liquids. We're just water. Okay. This video is water 101, water ritual 101. If you don't want to speak to the water because you're afraid that you might say something in the wrong tense, which can affect your petition, girl, write a note. Write a note. We call those petitions. Something to the effect of, quote, my highest self is revealed to me, or Ashe, grandma, I dedicate this water and offering to you to do as you choose, etc. The more fervent your desire, the more likely you are to get things moving in the heavenlies. There's a reason why some people try hocus pocusy things with no result. And the answer is in Hebrews 11, verse 1, which happens to be my favorite biblical scripture, which reads, now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things unseen. It's like, well, where's your proof? Where's your evidence for that big dragon you're talking about? Well, my faith. That's the evidence. That's the thing that makes it real. So proof be gone. I don't know. Anyhow, I just moved my notes in a way that is not conducive to rushing through this mug like I've been. So maybe it's time for me to slow down. Yeah. All right. So the question then becomes, if faith is the substance of things hoped for, the things that you hope for, and the evidence of the things that you want in your life that you haven't seen yet, the question is, how powerful is your faith? Do you have faith even the size of a mustard seed? And them bitches is small at, just in case you've never seen a mustard seed, Google one. But even that amount is all you need, right? As you speak to the water, your breath, DNA, and intention, they're all discerned, decoded, and there's, how do I say this? It's like Wi-Fi, so to speak. And I know I've just said a lot of things about water that may be hard for some people to believe, but if you think I'm joking, just Google Masaru Emoto, the Japanese fellow. When he figured out living water, water proves that it has memory. You do these experiments. He had water and rice experiments that people recreate until this very day, and they get the same results he got. Period. You can use YouTube as a search engine. You can type in Masaru Emoto, Masuru, Emoto, Emoto, hello moto. Anyhow, um, think of water like Wi-Fi. Should I say that first? Maybe I should. I guess I can address magic before I talk about thinking using water like Wi-Fi. Everything is magic until it's figured out enough to be deemed a science, right? I mean, the way that we make phone calls today, maybe would have been seen as some kind of a black magic, however many centuries ago, right? Everything is magic until it's figured out enough to be deemed a science. So Think of water like Wi-Fi. In fact, if I may, when I have everything available to me in my home or apothecary, meaning elements, I go for all the elements: air, earth, water, fire, the last one being spirit. And spirit is the combination of all of them, basically. Have you ever heard of Captain Planet? Do you remember how they conjured the spirit of Father Earth? That was like a 1990s cartoon. You can search it. And yes, I said Father Earth. I said, do you remember how they conjured Father Earth? Because in ancient Egyptian understandings, there was no Mother Earth. It was Mother Sky and Father Earth. But I digress. So the Planeteers in the Captain Planet cartoon from the 90s had rings, and these rings that they had on their fingers contained the powers of each element, right? That they could call upon at any time. And so long as they were unified, I said, so long as they were unified to conjure this Father Earth protector being Captain Planet with his mullet and everything, um, earth, fire, wind, water, heart, go planet. By your powers combined, I am Captain Planet. I don't know why they made the little Asian girl say wind instead of saying air, but I think because it sounded better next to water as far as like lyrical aesthetics are concerned. But yeah, heart, right? Earth, fire, wind, water, heart. That heart, that's intention, bitch. And that's magic. Do you have heart? How much heart do you have? Therein lies the magic. So, wait a minute, 1990s, not them teaching the kids conjure, honey. Hidden in plain sight, which is the best way to keep a secret. So, holla. Consider the combination of elements as spiritual Wi-Fi, where you can open a portal and be like, you got your earth, air, fire, water, wind, excuse me, whatever. Earth, fire, wind, water, heart. So you get those things together, you open up a portal, and you can talk to basically whoever you want to talk to. You could be like, "Hey, yo, granddad, I need your guidance. And I don't know whether I should choose the barbecue business or the big booty bitches. Like, help." And then before you know it, your granddad comes to you in a dream and a thought and a vision and helps you balance both. Yeah, that's a sorry analogy, but give it a shot. Come back to my comment section with results and let me know how it went for you. And just as a little tidbit for petitions, if you're making a petition, it's best to use natural paper like that of a brown paper bag, like grocery bags, lunch bags. Like it's not required, but it's best. As in maybe Verizon Wireless is better than AT&T, but sure, both will likely, get your phone call going, but there's sometimes with things like this, one thing is better than the other. Um, You know what this video is? This video is a real life example of autistic info dumping. So we can be the quietest people on earth, but if you ask us a question about our special interest, I mean, it's raining Encyclopedia Britannica out here. Like we just go for it. But go on ahead and let me know how it goes for you. Again, you can switch out your water, change out your water. Sometimes you might feel like, oh, something happened and then it stopped. And the reason I say a glass of water is because when you're using a mug or a plastic cup or anything else other than like something you can see through, it's really hard to practice divination on what's going on with the water. Like, are there water bubbles? Are there this? Are there that? It's like if you're doing an egg cleansing, which if you want to know anything about egg cleansings, you can make another request in the comment section below and I can let you know about egg cleansings. But you want to be able to see the water without disturbing it in order to discern what has happened with the water. Was your petition granted? Was it denied? Was it, blah, 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 blah. What happened, right? You want to be able to see the water without disturbing it. And again, if you're using the water ritual for, let's say, getting rid of nightmares or scary things, you're afraid of what's in your closet or something, you're going to have to keep changing out the water. And even it's so funny, like, the CDC, all these different organizations, they're just like, hey, if you have water in your room, if you have an uncovered drink in your room for more than 6 hours, throw that bitch away because now it's funky, it's dirty, it's nasty. And how much worse if you have guests and different things in the house, right? So again, I mean, that's just kind of a literal proof that like water does indeed collect negative energy because water is positive. Um, yeah, water. Bless the hell out of yourself. I remember I used to write on water bottles. So I'd write on tape whatever I wanted to embody, and I would tape it to a water bottle. And I would continue filling that water bottle, filling it over and over and over again. And I would keep letting the water sit in the water bottle long enough for the water to recognize the words, crystallize their meanings, images, weight, signature, as it were, and then I would drink it. And all I can tell you is like, don't knock it till you try it. Don't knock it till you try it. Uh, it works. All right, that's enough hocus pocus for today. Uppity, and I'm out of here. Let me know how that worked, and I will try to link below for you the experiment of Masaru Emoto. But maybe once you figure out about water, maybe it's not magic you're going to want to practice. Maybe you're just going to be like, oh my God, water is so sacred, and maybe you're going to want to make a prayer over your water. Just thinking the water itself, not looking for granddad, not looking for, whatever, Lucifer, but just like, oh my God, water, all the pipes you came here through, all the systems you've gone through of purification, of abuse. Like, I just thank you for getting here, for nourishing my body, for being what you are to me, for being 80% of who I am. I thank you. H2O, I thank you. From the water you lived in as a baby to the water you just thank you. I was born in a rainforest. So I mean, I have a thing with water. I used to have second graders, and I would always be teaching, in second grade, that's when you teach people the rain cycle, students the rain cycle. So it's, the precipitation and evaporation and all these, right? The cycle of precipitation. So that's how, your first introduction to why being an environmentalist is so important, because all the water that is on the earth is all the water that has ever been and will ever be. You got to take care of it, got to be good to it. Now, there are some very bad things and some very scary things I can say about water. What is it? I feel like an astronaut in the ocean. Yeah. Like, wait a minute. Why does he feel like an astronaut in the ocean and not a, a deep sea diver? You'll wonder why, right? There's some very scary things. We'll not get into in this video because it's supposed to be 15 minutes and it's already 17 minutes, but good Lord. I'll go ahead and put my name in the, see if I can locate the Bermuda Triangle on the graphic and put my name in there for anyone wondering how scary water can truly be. Uppity, and I'm out of here.